don't mind, so that yes, so that the experience is better. Yes. Hello YouTube, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Okay. I'm switching over. Yeah, I'm switching over to. Okay, there seems to be some internet problem here on Facebook. Just give me a minute. I'm going to turn over to mobile data. Okay. Yes. Oh man. Yes. Okay, I'm switching mobile data. It's experience. Okay. So the slides are all in slides plus one in Facebook, and on YouTube is all under description. Okay. Yes. So once you have downloaded the slides, please sound me off. Okay, Ken? The nature of this talk is meant to be educational, not meant to tell you what to buy, what to buy is meant to be educational. Please do your own homework. Okay, these are the disclaimers. Oh man, it's hanging again. All right. Okay, Facebook. I don't know why it's having an internet problem. Okay, just give me a minute. Facebook, YouTube. Okay. Okay. Those people in Facebook, please migrate over to YouTube. It's all under 1M65YT plus one. Okay, 1M65YT plus one. The experience on Facebook is terrible. Okay, terrible. I have no idea why. Okay, so migrate to YouTube, please. All you need to do is to go to YouTube and look for 1M65, or you can key in 1M65YT plus one, and you can jump over to YouTube. Okay, YouTube experience is much better. Okay, 1M65YT plus one. Okay, and for those people in YouTube, happy Mother's Day to you for those who are mothers. And yes, many investors are very concerned now. Yeah, right. So therefore, I want to give everybody what my take is, and more importantly, how to share how I'm investing. Okay, yeah, the way I'm investing will be quite a chapter. Kevin spoke about your channel a few days ago. Who is Kevin? Okay, really? Okay, your strategy is to invest in okay, I'll describe how I do it. Okay. Yes. So those people on Facebook, migrate over to YouTube right now. 1M65YT plus one. The experience is much better there, so that we don't get hanged every time. Okay. Yes, Linda. Good afternoon to you. Yes. Okay. So if you are ready, just tell me you're ready. Okay. And the slides, you're downloaded it, and let's really go. I don't want to hold back your Mother's Day dinner and celebration. I expect this talk to be about 35 to 45 minutes. Okay. So if you're ready, just sound me off. Say, I'm ready. Okay. Yes. Okay. Lester is ready. Okay. Hopefully not a gradual crash all the way to bottom at Black October. Okay. Thank you for people who have liked. And as usual, I would like everybody to give a like. Okay. At least a like, if not a blast of likes. It will help tremendously in promoting the video. Okay. Yes. Cray is ready. Okay. People are ready? Okay, go. All right, good. Okay, good to go. All right, cool. Okay, so today the title of my talk is my investment strategy, okay, during this in market crashes. Specifically, today I would explain how I intend to go in, when to go in. There's a big question of whether we should invest CPF first or cash first, okay? How much to dump. Okay, so I will literally go through some of this detail, and I welcome a lot of questions along the way. As much as possible, I'll answer this question. Are you guys ready? All right, cool. Okay, this is my 163 talk. Okay, and as usual, my disclaimers are here. This is meant for entertainment, education, and not meant to be investment advice. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know why. This is definitely not internet problem anymore. For those on Facebook, if you want to know how I do investments in the time like this, okay, please go over to YouTube, because the experience is much better. I don't know why Facebook keep having this hanging problem. Okay, I've switched 3 networks already and still like that. So I think today Facebook is the issue. Okay, so please forgive me. Okay. To start off, okay, last week has been a time of terrible market crash. I use the word crash now. I rarely use the word crash, okay? It's gone really, really, really deep. The cut is really deep. The S&P 500 crashed to date by 14%, okay? And if you do not know, there was a huge crash and then a huge rise, and when everybody was hopeful, a deep crash again, okay? And that was how bloody it was for last week. So it really went like that, you know. It's very, very, very painful, okay, for a lot of people. The S&P 500 did by 14%, and the Nasdaq went down so far by 23%, okay? I don't know how much the China stock market had crashed by or the Singapore stock market had crashed by, but I know the cuts are deep and painful for a lot of people. So for those people who just came in from Facebook, please migrate over to YouTube. The experience is much better there, okay? So thanks, Henry, okay? Kevin learned investment. Oh, Kevin learned investment? Okay, I don't know which, Kevin, oh, you're talking about he talked about the 165 video, right? Okay, yes. So anyway, let's talk about this first, okay? So the market has continued their crash. I predicted in January that there will be a huge volatility. I didn't know the volatility is that huge, okay? But nevertheless, you know, it's very difficult to predict a stock market. And I won't go into why in the deep detail of analyzing macroeconomics right now. Those are passé already. I've spoken until my chui noata already, okay? And about why the market has crashed and things like that, okay? So I hope by now everybody knows that it's about rising inflation and rising interest rates, okay? Rising inflation and rising interest rates. Everybody should know by now that the reasons behind the stock market crash is really about inflation. It's not about the war, it's not about China, it's not about pandemic anymore. It's really about the whole stock market. It's really about whole stock market reacting to inflationary pressure and interest rate rises. Okay? And therefore the stock market has really reacted to this in a very rapid way. The Federal Reserve has last week have increased the interest rate by 0.5% and signaled that more will to come. But in fact, what they have done so far are pre-announced already. They already announced to the whole world, I'm going to do that. Okay? So actually, there are no unanticipated shocks. Okay? The reaction to the stock market right now is probably a reaction to a lot of fear that is coming. Okay? What they are fearful of is the inflation being a runaway inflation or escalate to a hyperinflation. Right now, it's just high inflation. But when it becomes a runaway inflation, that means inflation that cannot be controlled, or hyperinflation, right? Far exceeding, 15, 20, 30%. So therefore, in times like this, a lot of people are very fearful and they reacted. And a lot of people are also having a lot of margin calls. That means that they invested a lot and then on borrowed money, and then they have a lot of this thing called margin calls, which means time to pay up some money, and therefore they have to force to sell, further reacting to it. Okay, so therefore it is all really about rising inflation and interest rates. Today is Mother's Day. Okay, it should be a happy day, but you know what? Okay, even flowers are more expensive now. Okay, for those people have bought flowers for your wife, or for mothers who have received a flower from a husband or from a kid, know that flowers this year is more expensive also. Okay, we bought a bouquet of flowers for B, and the bouquet is not cheap. Okay, usually it's expensive, but I think this year is much more expensive. Okay, right? So those people on YouTube, please like. Okay, less than half of you have liked. How could inflation go out of control? Okay, one thing that the market fear a lot is this. Okay, there's this thing called a wage price spiral. Okay, and it's a very real economic phenomena. So very easily explained in this way. Okay, the prices goes up, and the workers go to their employer and just say, Tao Kei, bo kao lui you know, the amount of salary you give me too little. Okay, too little. Can you please give me more? Yeah, because everything increasing. Then the boss, if you don't want, I go. Okay. Then the bosses bo pian, BP, right? Bo pian. Okay. And they, what did they do? They had forced to increase the interest rate. Sorry, increase the wages. When they increase the wages, how do they defray the cost of increased wages? They then increase the prices of the goods they sell. So therefore prices goes up. And when prices goes up, then the workers come back again to the boss and say, hey, prices go up some more. Give me some more wages. All right. So this thing will go spiral up non-stop. This is a wage price spiral, and this is what most economists and government are worried about. Okay, very serious phenomena, very serious phenomena. And my YouTube and my Facebook internet has problem again. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna switch over and then I go. Okay. So therefore it is for those people on Facebook, please migrate over to YouTube. I have no idea why Facebook keep getting hanged. I have no idea. There's not internet problem here. I've used 3 networks right now. YouTube has no problem. I think it's a Facebook problem. Please go over to YouTube. Okay, YouTube is under 1M65YT+1, or you go over there and look for 1M65 as my channel. Okay, it's live there. The experience is much better. Thanks for those people who join YouTube, and please give a like when you're there. Okay, log in and give a like. So back to that. So inflation, there's a lot of fear that inflation will go out of control. As a result, the interest rate will go out of control. When the interest rate goes out of control, okay, stock prices, bond prices, everything will go out, will be hit very, very badly. That more or less is describing what's happening right now in the world of in the world of stock market. So right now, what we are seeing is massive stock market tumble. Okay, for the past period. Okay, just keep tumbling. Last week was very, very bloody. It was really very bloody. Okay, U.S. stock tumble in widespread sell-off. The Dow Jones Index tumbled 1,000 points for the worst day since 2020. Nasdaq in one day dropped 5%. Wow, sibei bloody. Okay. A lot of people say, how Mr. Lu can buy now, or should I sell? No, Mr. Lu, should I do this? Do I do that? No, kind of thing. Mr. Lu, what's going to happen? Who do you think Mr. Lu is? Who do you think Mr. Lu is? Kiang Lang. Okay? Okay, I'm not God. I cannot predict what's going to happen. Okay? Even Mr. Putin don't even know what's going to happen. Okay? To the war, right? So, the truth of matter is that not only Mr. Lu cannot predict what's going to come, I think we collectively, the whole world, cannot predict what's going to come. The whole world is now plagued by the Ukraine-Russian war, and then the China lockdown, and the whole inflation phenomena. Even if the China lockdown would be over, the Ukraine war will be over, I'm not even sure the inflation will be over. I'm not sure, really. Okay? So for those people who just joined Facebook, please migrate over to YouTube. Okay? The experience is much better there. The internet keep failing here. Okay? So you mentioned we stand by a step. You mentioned if the interest rate rise, property prices will not drop because there's real demand. No, I didn't say that. I say there is a lot of resistance, okay? But there are signals that property prices are beginning to soften, okay? So it's hard to say at this juncture. So the truth is that we cannot predict with precision what lies ahead. In my last talk, and please join me in my YouTube for my previous talk, I actually said previously, I've said that there are a few scenarios that can happen. There's an optimistic case, there's a likelihood case, and there's a optimistic, pessimistic, and a normal case, right? Most people are leaning towards the pessimistic case. So it is quite a jialat scenario, okay? It is quite a jialat scenario. But Mr. Lu is a very fervent crisis investor. In times like this, I get very, very excited. Very, very excited. I didn't expect a crisis to come so fast again, to be frank. Okay, whenever it does, I get very excited. Why is it so? Because in crisis, then you can pick up real good deals. I'm a very, very good crisis investor. Okay, so therefore, there is a very famous quotation by this gentleman. I don't know where you recognize his name. It's Winston Churchill. He has a very famous quotation. He says, never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay, never let a good crisis go to waste. That's by Winston Churchill. This is a crisis right now. It is a crisis. Okay, it is a crisis. But a lot of people say, Mr. Lu, what if I invest already, it fall, and invest already, it fall, invest already, it fall? You know, it's like what we call catching a falling knife. You know, a falling knife can catch you, get cut, right? Okay. What if right now, if it falls, you catch it. If it falls, if it falls and you can catch it now, and then it falls further, right? So therefore, in times like this, you know, it is like a fear of catching a falling knife. Very frightening. Okay, those of you on YouTube, please give a like. Okay, I see half of you are not giving a like. This bear market is far from complete. Morgan Stanley say this, and says that the S&P 500 could fall by another 19% before the sell-off is over. Okay, but Morgan Stanley has been proven wrong and wrong again before, and they've also been proven right again before. Because you know why? This week they predict that market will go up. Next week they predict the market will go down. Mother, you predict both sides. Of course you will be right, yeah. Okay, so therefore, it is very difficult to say that this year what will happen. Some people ask, this year, Wilson asked, this year will be a bear market. It is already a bear market. Okay, yes, it is really a bear market. So let's put things into perspective, shall we? Okay, let's put things in perspective. How far can the S&P 500 crash to? Okay, how far can it crash to? I don't know, but let's take a chapter from history, shall we? Okay, let's take a chapter from history. Okay, so the top 15, how far can the S&P 500 crash by? And this is a chart. I don't think you can see like that, but I'll just read off to you. Okay, they're all in the slides. And those people who haven't downloaded the slides, under slides plus one in YouTube, in Facebook, and in YouTube is under the description. Okay, yes. So in the Great Recession, in the Great Depression in 1929, it crashed by about 85%. S&P 500, 85%. Now the Great Depression, no joke. Great Depression is really no joke. Okay, and then in 2007 there was a 50% drop. Okay, that was the Great Recession. That was the Lehman Brothers crisis, great financial crisis. That dropped by 50%. That was historical second high. 1972, when I was born, it dropped by 47%. Year 2000 to year 2003, that was the dot-com bust. It fell by 43%. Okay, and then in the 1973 oil crisis, it fell by 43% as well. Okay, I want to read everything. Today, more or less, it fell by 14%. Okay, so not that serious yet. Not that serious yet. Okay, not that serious yet. Okay, but it has many series of crashes. In year 2000, in year 2020, during the COVID crash, it fell by 30-something%. So therefore, market crashes can vary widely. Can vary very widely. Okay. Let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq, okay, all the tech stocks. Okay, how much can it crash by? How far can the Nasdaq crash by? Okay, so the Nasdaq, I have a slide on this. Okay, please go download the slides and you can take a look at it. Okay, how far can the Nasdaq crash by? The Nasdaq in the year, well, I don't have the since history, but this chart in the year 2000, when the dot-com bust is quite serious, has crashed by 59%. Okay. And other years in between 2000 to 2002, it has crashed quite a lot. 52, 58, 51. Collectively, I think it crashed a hell lot. 2008 Lehman Brothers crash, it crashed by 50% as well. So today, and of course it varies. 2009 18%, 2010 15%, 2015 14%, and so on. So it varies quite a lot. Okay, it varies quite a lot. So how far can the Nasdaq crash by? It ranges quite a wide spectrum as well, but it can cut as deep as 50%. Today is at close to 25%. Okay, so it gives you a ballpark. Okay, so really, but you said, wow, this time sure 50% or so. Based on what? Based on what? This time sure go down further. Based on what? How do you know, right? This time sure will stop in next week. Based on what? right? So a lot of people are actually, prediction based on a lot of crystal ball gazing and things like that. Mr. Lu can't tell, I'm a trained economist, okay? First class honors economist. I cannot tell, okay? I cannot tell. I really cannot tell. I don't think anybody can tell, okay? Even Warren Buffett was saying that we really can never base our investment on what we think the economy will perform next week or so. So therefore, what would be the right investment strategy? Okay, based on Putin itchy finger. Even Putin was to say, I stop the war right now. I'm not even sure we know the stock market impact, because the stock market impact is very convoluted right now. Okay, so YouTube, please give a like. There are 325 of you all, only 150 you all give a like. Please, it's necessary to help promote the video. Okay, so therefore, what would be a investment strategy that I would adopt? Okay, now I'm actually quite a safe and prudent financial investor. Okay, I am not really a investor that go out punting and things like that. So I'll share with you my strategy, and you take it for your own study. Okay, I said this many times, I'm going to repeat again and sound like a broken gramophone, okay? That you really need a financial safety net first. In times like this, you will freaking panic if you invest in cash, okay, or whatever you just invest in without building a financial safety net, okay? Your financial safety net, I've said many times, is really based on a 1M65 strategy, that you fill up your SA and MA first, your CPF, go fill up your wife one or your spouse's one first, and then really fill it up, so that you know that when you retire, you still have money, right? That is absolutely a must do, especially in time like this. Now the market has crashed so badly, I still sleep very well. Yeah, I still sleep very well. Okay, the only thing that the stock market, while it does disturb me, it doesn't kill my sleep. Why? Because I know that regardless of what happened, okay, my financial safety net is secured there, and is continue to compound all the way to millions of dollars. That's very comforting, right? That's very comforting. Okay, then I would then move up to things that I know can have fluctuations, can have volatility, but I know in the long run, okay, will still continue to compound up. These are the S&P 500, okay, to some extent the Nasdaq as well. We haven't even touched about Nasdaq, I just S&P 500. Then you start picking stocks above, okay? A lot of people go straight right to the top and start picking stock and invest right now. You really can catch a falling knife, okay? And I can say that some of my other investments on top of the first two layers, some of them has really gone down really badly, okay? Luckily, these are not my financial safety net. My financial safety net is right below. So therefore, it is really, really shit important that you secure a financial safety net first, okay? Build up your layers by layers. Now, remember, I've said before, I'm going to say again, okay? There are some stocks, okay, that can have, a lot of stocks that have volatility, but there are some stocks can crash to zero, or near zero. They can. If you freaking pick one, go stock picking, and sometimes you can pick a stock that dies. Okay, but those stocks that I buy, they are broad-based index or whatever, very, very unlikely. You need a nuclear bomb to drop onto, a few nuclear bombs to drop onto US to wipe them out and things like that. So Noble Group, okay, Noble Group wipe out already, I don't know. Okay, I don't buy Singapore stocks. Okay, so therefore, this is the first strategy that I've done, and therefore it provides a lot of financial stability in my heart. Another interesting insight, which probably you already know, but I'm going to put a statistic to it, is that a lot of the big market rallies happen after market crashes. Okay, you look at this chart now, it actually shows the S&P 500 following all the market crashes. Okay, the bar below follow the percentages market crashes, and then followed by all the rises. Okay, and this I'm going to read to you example. The Great Recession, the stock market have fell quite a lot, but then it pushes up tremendously in the next few years after that. So therefore, okay, most of these crashes will be followed by big rises. What we don't know is these huge falls, okay, okay, how long it will last, and can we try to catch the lowest point, right? A lot of people be dying to do that. Must catch the lowest point. Well, if I don't catch the lowest point, and a lot of people tell me, I kid you not, a lot of people are telling me right now, okay, Mr. Lu, I tell you, you buy at this point, or you wait until this point, or you did take this signal, and you go in, you sure catch the lowest point. You got, yeah. I think you think that you're God, that you can figure out all these things, okay? So I know for sure that if my tahan ability is long enough, I will for sure catch a market rise. But buying in crashes is very, very frightening, okay? So therefore, a few tips that I want to share with you right now, okay? I share with you the question, okay? But before I share with you this thing, okay? A lot of people are asking me, Mr. Lu, should we invest cash first or CPF first? Actually, there are 4 options. A lot of people say cash only. A lot of people also say CPF only. A lot of people say cash first, then CPF. And then the other way around, CPF then cash. So there are 4 options, okay? And there are variant of these 4. Cash, CPF, cash first then CPF, CPF first then cash. Okay, so cash only, CPF only, or cash first then CPF only. Which one will you pick? I want to get some feedback from everybody. Would you invest in cash first, okay, or CPF first, or you invest cash only or CPF only, okay? I want to hear everybody's view first, okay? Cash only, okay, Happy Feet say cash only, all right, okay? Who else? Anybody else? CPF safety net ma, okay, cool, okay? CPF then cash, okay? Cash then CPF, that's Roger. Cash, a lot of people say cash first. SRS first and cash. I consider SRS more or less cash, okay? Cash, SRS first, cash only, okay? Cash. A lot of people say cash first. Interesting. Both. CPF safety net already set in, okay? CPF first, cash. Someone say other people money. Okay, that's interesting how you get other people money. Okay, cool. Cash first, CPF first. I consider cash, SRS more towards cash, yes. Okay, cool. Invest your wife money first. I have a different strategy. I invest my money first, then my wife. Because if I lose the money first, I will lose sleep. Yeah, if I lose my money, I won't lose sleep. Okay, yes. Even if you don't lose sleep, your wife will make sure you don't get sleep. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. So there is no right or wrong in this. Okay, really no right or wrong in this. Okay, what I've chosen to do is to invest in CPF first. Okay, CPF first, and listen to my explanation. Okay, listen to my explanation. And I'm not saying this is right. This is what I prefer. Okay. Number one is that CPF have very little usage options. Okay, you really only can use CPF for housing. Okay, so therefore, CPF really it's not very liquid. Okay, so therefore I'm really stuck with CPF. Okay, the returns of 2.5%, while it's high, is not high enough for me. Okay, and I have this perspective that if I am able to invest in the CPF, okay, I should be able to get a return much higher than 2.5%. So I specifically, when I say CPF, then CPF ordinary account. Okay, yes. On the other hand, cash is very versatile. You can use it for anything. You can use it to buy char kway teow, chicken rice, burger, croissant, use for tours, use for crisis time, whatever. So cash is really very versatile, okay? So therefore, I would prefer not to touch cash at this juncture, okay? The last reason I think is something it's a fair statement I would say, okay? That cash is very useful in times of huge economic uncertainty. Right now, there is a huge threat of economic slowdown and maybe even a recession risk, okay, as stated by our Prime Minister. Mr. Lu Kong, yeah, I didn't say that, okay? It's the Prime Minister of Singapore say that, okay? So there's a real threat of an economic slowdown and a recession. And in times like this, therefore, you might want to consider that holding cash can help you in times where you have to tahan, for example, unexpected job losses. For me, cash is extremely important for me to sniff out very good investment opportunity out there. Some of you already know, we do have a few businesses. I know Premium Mall only think that I work for BE and things like that. No, we have other businesses as well. And in times like this, we would like to have the opportunity to invest and to set up or to establish or to buy other companies. Okay, so for example, SS Digital, SS Digital is my digital advertising agency. The digital advertising agency was set up during the pandemic itself, February 2001. Okay, it was really a good time with dumping cash and go for it. Okay, so therefore cash has a lot of flexibility, and cash is the real bloodstream. So I tend to without blood you will die, right? Okay, so you think of cash as oxygen, blood. So I tend to think of it that I like to hold more cash at this juncture, and my CPF, SA and MA already more already, right? Really full already. So therefore, I would like to push as hard as possible and run out my cash, sorry, my CPF first. Then after I'll fall back to my SRS. SRS also cannot use, right? Okay. Then finally touch my cash. So this is my perspective. I'm not saying it's the right way. This is how I see it, and then you can think. Okay, you can think through for yourself. Okay, so what is time to come? But I'm not even. It could well turn out that tomorrow suddenly this whole crisis over. On May the 9th, Putin is going to go on parade, okay, and make some announcement. Maybe he say, oh, what my part what yeah, I don't want to fight already, I win already. Oh, then the whole thing's over suddenly. Wow, whole market rally and things like that. Or it could be he said, I double down, I'm gonna launch 100,000 missiles into Ukraine and wipe it dry. And then after that, NATO got dragged in and World War III break out, and suddenly we have more crises. So we don't know, right? I love it that every day I get people writing to me and telling me how smart they are and able to predict what's going on. Okay? Yeah. So the strategy of whether cash, okay, or CPF, I've chosen CPF first. I've explained to everybody why I take that path, okay? Why I've taken that path. So the question next is how to invest, how much to invest. A lot of you want to catch the lowest point possible. Go ahead. I can't tell. Mr. Lu can't tell. I really can't tell. Being such an experienced investor, I can't tell. I don't think this crisis is as bad as the COVID crisis. I personally don't think so. During COVID time, exactly, Linda, everybody thinks they are smart. During COVID time, there was a threat of life and death. No, I don't think here we are thinking of life and death. There was a threat on life and death, and the market really crashed really badly, 30%. I tend to think that I could be wrong in this. I don't think it will crash as bad as that. Okay, so therefore, but I think this time, but in the last one was a sharp down and a sharp up, very, very fast. Okay, I don't even have time to react. What, in 2 months I unloaded, I think $1 million or something like that. This time around is very long drawn. So this time around the strategy is not jiba boom, all go down. This time around is to space out. So given what I think the uncertainty may be, this one I'm more confident in prediction that this thing more or less could be long drawn. Okay, could be long drawn. Therefore, I've chosen to spread out my ammunition, my dry powder. Okay, I'll probably fire no more than 1 shot or 2 shots a month. So I'll probably space it out over, 6 months to a year, right? Every month fire no more than 1 or 2 shots. Okay, so you have seen how I fired. I fired 1 shot in February, I think was 100,000. Another shot was it a few days ago or last month? I can't remember. Okay, at 50,000. So I was fire shots of this quantum all the way to the end of all the way to to the end of the month, you know. Just space it out and fire, space it out and fire, space it out and fire. Okay? Yeah. So therefore, I tend to believe, because why do I do this? This is not exactly dollar cost averaging, but it's just spacing out because dollar cost averaging is so buy up, buy down, buy up, buy down non-stop. I'm actually, it's some form of dollar cost averaging, but I'm just buying on the dip, okay, by spacing out my purchase, so that if it goes down further, I can buy some more, right? If it goes up, you know, I can buy a bit more. It's okay, right? You don't need to be able to unload all at one go, right? So it's just buying on the dip and through the dip, okay? So I think this is very important that I share with you how I'm doing it, okay? And I'm caution everybody who are thinking of jiba boom, you know, all go in, okay? Or those people who say, yeah, you know, I want to catch the lowest point, you know, yep, okay. Buy when it dip and buy less when it goes up. Yeah, that's another way as well, okay? The other question that a lot of people ask me is buy Nasdaq first or S&P 500 first, okay? I have chosen clearly to buy the S&P 500 first, Nasdaq later, for one simple reason, okay? CPF can be used to buy the S&P 500. CPF cannot be used to buy the Nasdaq, okay? So therefore I've largely chosen that path first, okay? So I go after the S&P 500 first, okay? Then after that, then I will consider the Nasdaq, okay? So it's actually not so much what to buy, but because I'm constrained by the availability of options the CPF can buy. So therefore, I've explained to you between CPF and cash how I decided. I've explained to you how I space it out, okay? I explained to you, I've also explained to you between Nasdaq and S&P 500. That's more or less the strategy I've adopted. So it's actually very simple, okay? So number one, financial safety net, build up first. Number two, okay, I've gone into the S&P 500 using my CPF first. Then over time, I space out my investments. And then finally, when my CPF is used up, then I deploy my cash, okay? Very simple, very clean. To be frank, don't need a lot of brains to do it. You probably need some guts to do it, okay? And let's go back to really to this famous man, okay? His name is Warren Buffett. He actually said this, and I'm going to say it again. Be greedy when other people are fearful, and be fearful when other people are greedy, okay? So I think this is a time where most people are fearful, and I choose to be greedy. Last is there's some other advice that I would like to give. Number one is, you know, this is the time that I advise everybody to avoid high risk investment, leverage investment, crypto and all this. Try to avoid it, okay? Some people say, this is the time I'm going to double down, you know, because all this investment can go to zero. Yeah. So it is very dangerous. So I advise you all to exercise a lot of caution. Second is, do not invest in things and amount that you cannot stomach. The minute you cannot sleep, you feel bad or whatever, then don't invest that amount. It's okay, right? Life is more than stock market and investment and money and things like that, okay? Third is load up some cash reserves, because this is a wonderful shopping time right now, okay? Yeah, I would seriously, I would seriously take advantage of this time, to do a great Singapore sale kind of shopping, okay? But that's just me, and I wouldn't, I wouldn't say that, no, this is advice that I would like to give everybody, okay? So last, YouTube, please, everybody give a like before you sign off, okay? I can take some questions right now, okay? Maybe for 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Yes, before I don't hold you back from your, don't want to hold you back, okay? Roger said that wait for S&P 500 to drop below 4,000. Based on what? Mr. Lu, if you are Putin, will you stop the war on May the 9th and why? No, I won't. I can't. I really committed so much. I would at least, make sure I establish the Eastern Corridor first. That's just me. When do you think we'll start to rally? I can't tell. I've been saying that. I can't tell. Mr. Lu, since SRS interest is low and OA, we'll better choose option 1 SRS. Yes, there is some truth to what you say as well. Okay, but I don't really have much SRS. Okay, they're fully deployed. Okay, but yes, you as SRS, yes, you should deploy that as well. Yes, I will agree with you. That's a smart choice. Swan Wee, or sorry, Xia Swan Wee. Okay. Yes. Put in one face, he won't stop. Yes, but he's not stupid. Okay, let's hope he's not stupid. You will break the CPF OA into how many tranches to invest in stock market. So when I look at my whole, basically me and B's portfolio, I'll break it up probably for the next 6 months to 9 months. I think that's what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm not hard fixed on it. I do not need to deploy every month for sure. Okay, but for sure I will space it out. Would it better to wait for interest rate to be more or less done before start moving? Usually the stock market moves ahead of prediction of actual events. If I wait until things happen, it'll be too late already. Okay. Question: if you say CPF safety net, why use CPF to invest? Won't safety be affected? My CPF safety net is largely in the SA and MA. Okay, largely. Okay. So the SA is more like a cash alternative. What else? Any other question? SSB or top up CPF? Of course, top up CPF first. The interest is much higher. Would you invest in Singapore stocks and REITs to diversify, or only US? How much will you allocate of Singapore? You know, Singapore stocks are quite shit, you know. It's only good for safety, safety net. I mean, as in, but you know, it also goes down. So I really don't like Singapore stocks. Okay? When people go down, it goes down. But when people go up, it don't go up. Yeah, it's really very bad. Yeah. I learned to invest bit by bit, taking advantage of lower price now. Jillian, I think that is also a smart strategy that you're deploying. Okay? Yes, I am very aligned with your thoughts on this, Jillian. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? If not, I will not hold back the time for your. Yeah. Sorry. Off topic. What's your exit strategy for long-term investment? I'll hold them for 20, 30 years. Okay. If S&P 500 dip at 10%, buy more a little. Yeah, of course. Okay. I don't think I'll wait until 10%. Once the dip, I think a big dip, I'll start. When was China stop to co-live with COVID? I think they're waiting for at least the big communist event to be over, before they are saying that. And in SRS, how to invest? Thanks. I don't know about investment. SRS, if you have, you can open up a trading account. Most of trading account are you can choose the SRS option. When you say you invest 2 million S&P 500 previously, you're still holding on. I still hold on to every. I didn't say I invest 2 million in S&P 500. Okay. But whatever I invested, I more or less still hold on to them. Okay, I do some rebalancing at times, but I'm still holding to them. Yes. Any other questions? Mother's Day dinner. Yeah, later we have Mother's Day dinner as well. So I don't want to. Old people say cash. Okay. Yes. Yep. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. All right. If single fund portfolio, single fund smart portfolio endowers charges fee 0.3% on smarter. If I put lump sum of 10K and do nothing over 20 years, no unit I hold, charge no. I'm trying to invest. Today you all look at Straits Times. Straits Times. Look at Straits Times. Samuel Ree is one whole page on him. I'm trying to invite Samuel Ree to come to our channel to talk. Okay, he's a good friend of mine. You want me to invite him? He's from Endowers. He's the chairman of Endowers. Okay, chairman Endowers. I'll be very happy, to invite him to come speak with us, and then you can ask him all the Endowers question. Okay, then more via 6 to 9 months if it goes down. Sorry, Darren, I don't know your question. How should the size of Endowers be less? So Darren, can you put your question into one lump? I really cannot catch your question. How will the US CPI index be? I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Lu, I just placed an order through Endowers for CPF S&P 500 is pending processing. Will the purchase price be at the point of completion or order? Can you ask Endowers that question? I don't know why a lot of people asking me about Endowers question. Okay, I really don't know. Okay, yeah, that's an Endowers question. Strategy for someone above 55 years might be different. I would invest less as older I get, okay, because your time horizon is shorter. Which sector of US will I invest in? I'll invest in the entire S&P 500. Okay, I would not invest in a particular sector. Endowers is very slow. I think there's some administrative. Very disappointed Endowers. Invest in a conservative core portfolio and lose more than 10% in less than 4 months. I think you invest in anything right now will lose money. Okay, I don't know what you can invest in that doesn't that don't make money in the stock market. Okay, yes, okay. If you choose to invest, anybody who choose to invest in a stock market must prepare for losses. You must. There's no such thing as no losses. Okay, and it is remember, it is always your judgment. Okay, it's always your judgment. And whatever all these robo advisors and all this, they are just they're just a platform for you to invest. Yeah. Okay. Do you invest in 3 times living S&P 500 U Pro? I do have a bit, but that is a separate topic I prefer not to cover, just in case people go and invest in it and lose a hell of money. Wouldn't it be better to have global diversification, just a whole S&P? S&P 500 is very, very global, okay? Yes. Your pink bottle is very cute. It's a Tiger brand, quite good. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Happy Mother's Day to you too. Yes. Cash is stress. I don't agree with that statement. An S&P 500 investment is an S&P 500 futures. No. No. Okay. For the one I declared the endowers, I buy through endowers. It's called Lion Infinity 500. Yes. Some scenarios have S&P 500 bottom at 2,000 to 3,000 for sure. Okay, like Baojia with shorts. I don't know. They could be right. Okay. If you invest in stock, you go for companies under S&P 500 or pure S&P 500 index. I go for pure S&P 500 index. I don't like stock picking. I say again, I don't like stock picking. Even those I do stock picking is because of certain algorithm trading. Okay, I really don't think the average investor is good for stock picking. Very dangerous. Those people on YouTube, please give a like. More than half of you haven't given a like. Yeah. Okay, with this, okay, so be safe in your investment. Okay, I think thank you, Wilson. Those happy Mother's Day to you too, Jillian. For those people who are into investment, okay, the strategy that I adopted for myself is what I think is a pretty safe strategy. Okay, for myself, it is well diversified, so it's safe strategy. But I advise everybody not to treat the stock market like a gambling house. Okay, it's very dangerous. Cool. All right, cool. I hope you find today's session useful. Okay, and to all mothers, a very happy Mother's Day. Okay, and enjoy your celebration. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, and really yeah, happy Mother's Day to all. Okay. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all. Good night. Have a good evening, everybody. All right, cool. From now, I'm going to go for exercise, and after that, yes, after I'm going to celebrate. Yes, and what big yes. Okay, cool. Okay, good night to everybody. Okay, good night. All right, cool. Oh, Noel, hello, Dragon Tan. Good to see you. What do you think of unit trust is a basket investment? It depends on unit trust. Very, very, very difficult to describe. Okay. Yes. Okay, very interesting. So thank you. Okay, with this, good night, everybody. Okay, good night. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So Putin buys on 8th of May. Maybe Putin will go and buy the stock market. Putin can manipulate the stock market if he wants. Yes. Yeah, he certainly can. He is one man that can manipulate the stock market. All right. Cool. All right. Good. Okay. Good night, everybody. Okay. Good night. When I'm trying to arrange for a date, okay? I'm trying to arrange for a date for Endowers Chairman. Okay? All right, good night.